Hey everyone and welcome back. So CIG posted a roadmap roundup on February the 2nd recently, and I didn't really pay attention to that much, but I had time to look over it early this morning, and what in the world? Okay, so let's dive in. First of all, I will be going over this issue, and then I will go over the what's new and what's removed. So first of all, this issue, we all know that, the roadmap for RSI is kind of split up into two different subcategories. We've got the progress tracker and the release view. The progress tracker is kind of a in-depth view of each individual deliverable within the game and each individual team. What is working, what team is working on this deliverable within a certain amount of time. And then the release view is you've got these feature cards within certain categories within a certain patch number, and these features are what they want to be released within that certain patch. So the issue at hand is apparently, according to CIG and this roadmap roundup, some individuals are taking these features in the release view and they are misinterpreting them into promises, which in reality they are not promises. I'll go into that in just a moment. Now, apparently CIG is getting so much backlash from these individuals who misinterpret this stuff that it's become a distraction to them and they can't do their jobs, and here you go, I quote, "And their continued noise every time we shift deliverables have become a distraction both internally at CIG and within our community." So they're having some issues there, backlash from these individuals that could not interpret this stuff. Basically, these individuals are being like, you promised us this is another kind of failed promise, whatever, yada yada. And CIG has basically, they can't get work on other stuff because they're having to reassure the community on this crap and yada yada yada. So basically, whatever causes to happen, and I can see CIG's side to it, but I do not agree with what they did. CIG has decided to kind of remove the attention from the release view and direct it towards the progress tracker, which is not new. I mean, there's a reason why the progress tracker is the first thing that pops up when you click on roadmap, but they are kind of trying to remove it. And what I mean by that, they're not necessarily in total, at least not yet, but after 3.18, they will only update the release view for one patch at a time, one quarter instead of 4 quarters, which I don't really agree with this. Main reason being, for me personally, I like the release view if I'm trying to get just a clear view of what their goals are. And this kind of reiterates back over how I was saying, like, these are not promises, these are goals, these are the features that they want to have in as like a goal. They are not promises at all, because in reality everything's going to get shifted around. This is a game in development, constantly in development, open development, and that's why it seems to happen so much. One, because this is a big game and so many moving parts, but two, because CIG has chosen to be transparent with us. So here's the thing, it seems like so much is happening, it seems like that so many things are being delayed and moved, and here's the thing, between it being such a big and ambitious game, the tech not being there, and they're being open, it's normal. Everything kind of moving, being delayed, this is all normal, and they're not breaking promises by doing this. In the past, I know that CIG has had an issue with making promises, but now they're not making promises. They have no official release dates by when this feature is going to get out. The release view is just the projection for their goals. So and I find it hard to believe that this amount of people believe that these goals are promises, especially for CIG to warrant such a measure. But they're not promises, they're goals. That's the end of that. All right, now on CIG's end, I do not think the release view, removing it, is a good idea. One, like I said, it's kind of a clear idea of what their goals are. It really helps new backers or backers that don't really want to pay that much attention into the development. They just want to see what new features are supposed to be coming out, and it helps content creators who make daily videos. But the progress tracker, and this is the main reason why I do not like this, the progress tracker does not show when things are completed. It does not show when things are supposed to be in the game for. Yes, you have a certain deliverable by a certain team within a certain amount of time, but when that ends, when that task ends, it does not mean it is in the game at all. It doesn't even mean that it's going to be in the release view to get in the game. It just means that that team has stopped working on it. Either it's paused, or it's moving on to a new team, or there's some other kind of core tech that needs to be implemented before they can continue. So I feel like that the progress tracker, it's a really good system, and it gives you a very transparent view of what is going on and in depth as to what they're working on. But it is not good for fine-tuning their goals for a patch. Because, for example, let's say that there are 15 items in development on a progress tracker and they end development in June. Well, question, does that mean that they're going to be in the game in June or July? No. Maybe one or two, but all 15? No. Who knows? Maybe there's one. What if one of those things were persistent tech, and we find out that persistent tech needs 2 more years to begin the game, So progress tracker is not going to help with what is going to get in the game by this time. I really urge that CIG could reconsider this decision, because it really kind of screws everything up. You don't get estimates. Yes, I get everything's pushed off, and I get the past, it was kind of confusing, but there's a lot of people who still like this release view. I'm just saying. That's that. So without going into a further rant on that, I'm gonna go ahead and go down to what has been added and what has been removed, and so on and so on. So first of all, the removes are coming. Here they are. These items have been removed because they are originally for Squadron 42 and have been migrated over to the PU, but they need to review them one more time. So these features have been temporarily removed. Player interaction experience, FPS radar and scanning, hacking, EVA tier 2, and 0G push and pull. Alright, and then after that, we've got 2 more that have been removed temporarily, which are the persistent hangers, and the hanger manager app. So that has been kind of removed. Again, they need the persistence kind of streaming tech to be implemented before they're in there, and that needs to, that requires some extra tech. And then 3 more that have been removed because they need some final revisions. The Miss Coal Sea, the NPC taxi missions tier 0, and Pirate Swarm, Vandal Swarm improvements. And that's the stuff that has been kind of temporarily removed. One thing has been added to the 3.17 column in the release view, which is a coffee vendor shop. Area 18 is getting a new coffee shop. It is interactable, and the AI can interact with 3 new usables: a hot drink dispenser, soft drink dispenser, and of course a little drinks fridge, and serve drinks to a player. And yeah, so that's that for the release view. And then for the progress tracker, we have these things have been added: the Argo SRV, Raycat mining droid, hospital surgeon, military multi-tool, AI behavior arcade machine, AI usable system version 2, modular shaders, server streaming, DGS crash recovery, long-term persistence, wheeled vehicle physics improvements, reputation version 2, and an architecture refactor. And these 2 items coming up next, they have been previously removed from the progress tracker, but now have been added in: the bounty hunter system version 2, and persistent halves, which of course require that, persistent tech streaming. But that is all for the updates right now. And what do you guys think about the whole release view kind of issue? Do you guys like that decision? Are you guys like me and don't like it? What's your opinions on that? And I'll see you guys in the next one.